Hey guys and gals, welcome back. Just wanted to talk about where I'm at right now and where you guys should be at on the personal logo design project that we're doing using positive and negative space. Just a little bit of review. We started out with brainstorming some ideas about our project and what we might want to do. I showed you guys some examples of logos that utilize both positive and negative space, especially the negative space, to make them a little more effective. Then we created a list of 10 brainstorm ideas for ideas we might want to create in the form of a logo. We narrowed it down to our top 4. You can see here on my list, I've got my top 4 right there. After that, we started to do sketches. I did a sketch of each of my 4 ideas. So fire, Erlenmeyer flask, fishing logo, and a hiking imagery logo. So these are my rough draft sketches that I did, and I've showed you guys these already, but I'll review them. So there's my Erlenmeyer flask idea. This one's the one with a fire. It's actually got a bottle inside it to represent hot sauce. This is my fishing one. And this is my one that I told you guys before. Didn't really turn out because it utilizes mostly just positive space there. It really doesn't utilize negative space in a effective manner, I would say, to emphasize like the open areas a little more. So you can see the fish in the negative space of the E here. You can see the flask in the E here. And you can see within the fire, I emphasize kind of this open area that's a bottle shape. Nothing though really with the Erlenmeyer hiking one, so I didn't go with that one. I actually settled on doing the one that was the Erlenmeyer flask, and I talked to you guys about how we were going to make it larger. So here's my Erlenmeyer flask. That's just a bit. Logo. And after I got done, I used a ruler and kind of laid it all out. I did a very kind of a blocky design, but I felt like that was fine. I blended the R into the M. And then my E, I made it in that flash shape. After looking at it, though, I thought about the fact that I'm supposed to be emphasizing the negative space. And the negative space would be like this space inside the R here, or the area underneath the M, or around the whole logo, or inside the E. This area inside the E does look like a flask, but I kind of did it on the outside too. So I wanted to kind of make it a little more distinctive. So I said I need to draw this again. So I did. Got a little dust on it there. And I came up with this one. So in this one, the E is more of a square shape like I did with the R and the M. And then I really highlighted the fact that in the negative space here, it's got the shape of the Erlenmeyer flask. So I think that's a pretty effective use of the positive and the negative space. I added in these little bubbles coming out. I thought that would kind of add to the fact that that's an actual flask, an Erlenmeyer flask in there. So what's the next step? Now I'm going to do something that a lot of artists will do if they draw animation or cartooning, things like that. They'll pencil in stuff first, and then they'll do ink work afterwards. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I've got a Sharpie. I've decided that I just want to kind of go with a very dark lettering and a lighter negative space. I may change the color of the negative space. I'm not sure. So the first thing I'm going to do, so I'm just going to carefully outline over the top of the lines I made in pencil. And you could use a ruler for this, that's fine. I'm going to just freehand it. If you were doing a logo for someone else, like you were actually selling a logo, or you got into this more as a graphic designer sometime in your life, you're going to want to use probably a straight edge. Actually, graphic design now is almost exclusively using computers. When I thought about being a graphic designer myself a long time ago, we were still using mostly pencils, pens. I had a really good set of pens when I was going to school for it. I had some good metal rulers. I had a full set of like circles and all sorts of measuring devices. I think I'm going to outline these bubbles too. And I think for contrast, I might leave the bubbles open. See how I feel about that. All right. So I've got the E completely outlined there, and then I'm going to have, the hard part is going to be, or the more time consuming part is going to be filling that in. And so I'm going to go back in and do that later. Right now I'm just going to stick to the outline. And then I'll probably put another video up where I do the filling in with the pen. And I'll probably just download that after this one so you guys can see what that process looks like. So hopefully you guys, when you were thinking, got some good creative ideas. I think I told you guys that I actually made a logo similar to this one for just a bookmark to mark inside all my books that I have in my own library. So that's one way you could use this. You can also make it just as a lot of companies will make like designs that you come up with into stamps if you can digitize them for them. So if you wanted like something to mark your letters that you send, you could like have a personal monogram or something like that for letters. Get somebody to make it into a stamp for you. You can stamp all the letters you send out for Christmas or to invite people places. So I'm coming to the point where I've almost got this outlined. Trying to be fairly careful and still go fast enough so I don't run out of time. All right. So you can see I've still got some areas where the pencil is showing. That's actually okay, especially with using the Sharpie. Once the Sharpie's dry, you can actually erase over the top of it. And the Sharpie stays, but your pencil marks will go. I'm using a pretty decent art eraser. It's a white eraser. I forget the name of the company that makes it, but it is an artist eraser. Just cleaning that all up. And so now's the time where you start making some other decisions about other things you might want to do with this. Do you want to add, color in? Do you want to add maybe some more details in that could still be added here? Sometimes you might look at it like I looked at that other one and go, I think this is completely off and I need to start over again. You could do something like that. I'm looking at the bottom of it here and I could see I'm probably going to want to add in some more ink right down here just to kind of even things up. So I'm going to actually add that line in. Down to there. Just trying to make sure I'm even on everything here. So little things like that are things you could do to add. And then what I'm going to end up doing with this is just filling in all my letters with black from the marker. And that's, like I said, going to be a little more time consuming. If you just have a pen like mine with the thin tip, it takes a little more time. If you have a pen though, like they have wider tip markers, you could speed it up a little by going with that. So So that's what we got for today. We're almost done with this project. Like I said, I'll download a time-lapse version of this for you guys to watch, where I'll fill it all in. And I'm really leaning towards filling in some of the negative space at least with some color here, because I think that would add a little more to it. So I hope you guys liked it. Keep doing well. Send me that artwork. Send it to Mr. E at... actually, it's not Mr. E. It's Erlenmeyer. Send it to Erlenmeyer, ERLENMEYER at lesd.k12.az.us. And I'll also be starting this week, so keep your eyes open for it, with some live office hours. So look for your Google Chat, and that would be your school account that you have through the school with Google. And I'm sending out an invitation for Google Chats. And I would love to see your guys' artwork during that time and just hear from you. So hope you guys are doing well. Have a great day. We'll talk to you later.